Hey everybody, this is Brian in my palatial home. Just wanted to do a little bit of video for this week's class as we get ready to talk about the media and feminism. And to do that, I went on campus recently and I asked a number of students at Simpson and a number of my Simpson faculty and colleagues what they thought feminism was. So what you're going to see now is a collection of that, some surprising answers, some maybe not so surprising answers, but this will form the basis for what we're going to be discussing after we see what some of your fellow students at Simpson and faculty members and staff members think about feminism.
Are you a feminist?
Yes, I am.
And why?
I'm a feminist because I don't feel like anyone should be scared to share their opinion.
What do you need? What do you get from feminism that helps you share your opinion?
You get a certain empowerment and a certain, you're not as scared because you know there are people that are backing the fact that you should be equal.
Okay. Are you a feminist?
I am a feminist.
Why are you a feminist?
I'm a feminist because I believe that men and women and anybody who doesn't fit either of those categories has lots to offer the world, and we shouldn't limit human flourishing because of gender.
How does feminism help men and women achieve that?
Both men and women or anybody in between is really limited if they think that they cannot or must do something solely based on their gender.
I don't know. I haven't even thought about this. Whatever.
You have not thought about it. You've not thought about gender relations ever. Huh? Okay. Jordan, are you a feminist?
I am not.
Why not?
I believe that I know there's separation between men and women, but I don't believe that women are viewed as lesser than men, and I believe that they are indeed equal.
Okay. So a lot of people say that feminism is a belief that the genders are equal, which is what you just said.
Oh.
But does that, so would you be comfortable to term yourself right now as a feminist?
I guess if you put it that way.
Right?
Yeah. I guess it's something I never really considered myself being a feminist. But do I believe people are equal? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I am comfortable.
Are you a feminist?
Yes,
Feel free to add something.
Why?
because I think everybody deserves to be treated equally. There's no difference in whether your gender, how you believe, how you think. Everybody has that luxury to be who they are without discrimination based upon your sex, your orientation, however you choose.
There's a sign behind you that says, I'm a feminist because duh. Why doesn't everyone say they're a feminist?
Because they're stupid. Duh. It's not that hard.
Are you a feminist?
I am a feminist.
Why?
I believe that women should be, well, not just women, everybody should be as equal as another person. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that I'm less than another person, or just because I'm a woman I can't be taken seriously.
Why do so many people insist that they're not feminists?
Because feminism has normally a pretty negative connotation. It's thought as women hating men, not instead of women wanting to be equal to men.
And you're very clear, you don't hate men.
I don't hate men, no.
Okay. Thank you. As a man, I thank you for that. And Brittany, are you a feminist?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Because I feel like everyone deserves the right to be equal. And I mean, feminism isn't just about females getting rights. I mean, this is going to sound really dumb. Females getting rights. It's about kind of just making everybody equal. Men and women and...
So I think most people believe in equality. Why don't they believe in feminism?
Because feminism is kind of seen as just women power and...
Steffi, are you a feminist?
Yes, I am a feminist.
And why is that?
I'm a feminist because in my field, many different women have had to set different standards and push through the barriers that males have set. And because of that, I highly respect them and I want to follow in their footsteps.
Your field is television news.
Yes.
How have women had to step through barriers that men have set?
a lot of people think that women can't be out in the front lines in war, they can't report on hard news, but ultimately, they're the ones who also report on breaking news. People have gone to war zones, they've been raped out in the field before and still bring back good news. So that's ultimately why I want to follow in their footsteps and break those barriers again.
What do you think of when you think of feminism?
When I think of feminism, I don't just think of female and male separately, but I think of everyone being equal. I learned about in one of my feminist classes that it's not just about the separate types. It's about bringing everyone together, equality for everyone, and that's really what I like to hear about feminism.
Then why doesn't everyone say they're a feminist? Because doesn't everyone believe in equality?
Feminism has gotten a really bad rap in the last few years, and the name feminism can sometimes lead to people thinking it's just female, but it's actually much more than that. It has to do with races and it has to do with ethnicity. It's about treating everyone fairly. So perhaps just getting the word out there like we are at Simpson right now and telling people that it's more than just a female and male problem. It's everyone together is more important.
Nate, when you think of feminism, what do you think?
Well, I know a lot of times it gets a sort of a bad reputation that it's women oppressing men. And I do know people like that, unfortunately, but this cause, as I just found out, I think it's good because it's more equality based, and I think that's something we need.
Okay. Would you term yourself a feminist?
I would not, but I how do I want to say this? I don't specifically support it, but I'm not opposed to it.
Okay. Can men be feminists?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you think you need to know more about it?
I could probably learn more about it.
Emma, what does feminism mean to you?
Feminism means equality and not just fake equality, not just in law, not just in attitudes, but a combination of combating the forces of oppression and eliminating them.
Okay.
So, yeah. The often invisible forces of
Why
oppression.
don't more people claim to be feminists? Most people will tell you that they're not feminists.
Because they think...
And even when you tell them what feminism is, and they say, yeah, I believe all that, and you said, so you're a feminist? And they go, no, I'm not.
Oh. Well, a lot of people, the word has been stigmatized as sort of man-hating. It also, people don't think that they need feminism because they believe that equality has already been achieved, and I would argue that it is not. And the more you learn about it, the more you realize that equality definitely hasn't been achieved. If we have a different attitude towards men than we do towards women, that is not equality. There are faux equalities in our lives, and people often talk about the pay gap, and I'm just like, the pay gap is merely a symptom of this whole idea that men and women are so fundamentally different. That their biology is, to blame for the reasons why women should be at the home, they should be more motherly, they should be, all of those things can be used against women. And to say that this is your place as a woman and this is my place as a man. And so therefore, there's this underlying biological essentialism behind a lot of what the inequality is that exists in our societies.
What can feminists do to better present what feminism is to people who hesitate about feminism?
I know there's a lot of things that people have been trying to do, including this project, just to get the word out there. I would say become educated. Always don't with anything, just be open to the possibility. Learn about what you're against. If you're against feminism, learn about it first. Learn what you're not getting.
Okay. Sozi?
Yes.
What is a feminist?
A feminist is someone who believes in equal rights for men and women.
Isn't that what everybody thinks?
No. In history and still today, a lot of people think that men are the ones who are still the dominant people. They run everything, that women should be submissive to them, and that's not necessarily true. Men and women are equal. They can do the things that each other can do. They should be thought of on an equal plane in all aspects of life, in pay, in education, in jobs, in schools, in just anything.
How do we turn everyone into a feminist?
Well, we show them that women can do everything that men can do. And we can do it either just as well or we can do it better. We show them through example.
What is feminism?
I think feminism is not just a women's issue, but a human rights issue and a men's issue. And it's all about equality. Women and men being equal, despite the fact of their gender, race, ethnicity, anything. Just be
I've
equal.
asked several young men on this campus today to
Mhm.
answer this question on camera for me, and 80% of them have declined to do so. Why is that?
I think Tori and I were talking about this earlier, and I think feminism has a bad stigma to it, that it's seen as women hating, or men hating, excuse me, and men just don't see it as their problem, I think. That they're not women, so why should they care?
Is it their problem?
Absolutely. It's everyone's problem. I mean, they have sisters, mothers, soon to be wives, cousins, aunts, grandmas. They have people they love who are women, so.
Answer me a question, Judy.
Sure.
I've asked all kinds of students today to participate in this video.
Yes.
90% of the women have said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Only 10% of the men have said yes.
Huh.
Why is that?
That's a good question. I'd hate to think that they don't want to publicly admit that they're feminists, but I'm afraid that that's maybe what's going on.
Okay. I had one student, by the way, one of the few male students who would talk to me, told me all the things that he believed in, which were feminist ideas, then insisted he wasn't a feminist.
I think the word has gotten a bad rap over the last 20 years or so, mainly from the conservative right, who have associated feminism with man-hating and other kinds of things that, of course, it isn't. So I think that's part of what we're doing here today, is kind of trying to rebrand feminism a little, make it clear that there are lots of people around this campus that are feminists, that support feminism for all kinds of really good reasons.